with CNN News 18. I'm Ridhima Bhatnagar, getting you all the top national and international stories over the next 60 minutes. Let's begin with our top focus. A terror angle is now being probed after a high-intensity blast shook Punjab's Ludhiana District Court on Thursday. Now, sources are saying that multiple intelligence alerts were sent by the ADG to the Punjab government, warning of an ISI-backed Khalistan groups, but they were ignored, including ones given on the day of the blast itself. There is also suspected involvement of Pakistan-backed Khalistani groups role who may have used local resources to carry out the attack. Chief Minister Charanjit Singh Channi claimed there could have been a drug mafia hand in the blast, while the opposition blames the Congress-led government responsible for a lack of law and order.
ऐसा है कि कल मेरी अमित शाह जी नाल भी गल हुई सी, उन्हां दी भी सपोर्ट लई जा रही है इस मसले नूं हल कर लई इहदे लभण लई। उन्हां दीयां भी टीमां इत्थे आईयां होईयां, मैं उन्हां नाल गल कीती सी, उन्हां दे मिनिस्टर भी अज इत्थे आए है, क्योंकि RDX ते कुछ ऐसे इशू है जिहड़े पंजाब कोल वो सिस्टम नहीं है। वो केंद्र सरकार दी एजेंसियां आके देखदियां है किस लैवल दा RDX कित्थों आया हो सकदा, वो सारियां चीज़ां दी तहकीकात हो रही।
The big question is this: was this an intelligence failure? Were there multiple alerts that were sent but they were ignored? Why are we saying this? Let's break down the details. More details now emerging of the number of alerts that were sent as well. Let's talk to you about the first detail in terms of what were the intel details that were sent but ignored on the ground. There was little action on daily central alerts that were sent to the Punjab government. If these alerts were sent by the ADG, why did the Punjab government not take them seriously? The alerts were sent on possible interference by radical groups before the polls. Remember, Punjab is a border state, so that again becomes a big issue as well. The BSF jurisdiction aimed at security now mired in politics, and this is what the government has been saying, exactly why we wanted to increase the jurisdiction of the BSF for states like Punjab, but the opposition only wanted to make a controversy out of it. There was little action taken against drug mafia, arms smugglers. As we've been pointing out, the menace of drugs and the drones also now being used to drop these packets has been a constant problem. Why hasn't action been taken? RDX and explosive seizures waning. What was the state government doing? Were they caught napping despite the multiple alerts that were sent? Punjab courts vulnerable due to the sensitive cases and the verdicts and the footfalls that they see in these courts as well. Let me take all those questions to my colleague who continues to report from Ludhiana. Anvit is joining us on the broadcast. Anvit, those are the big questions. One, was this a big intelligence failure? Two, how many alerts were sent just in the month of December and then completely ignored? What more details are you picking up?
Yes, Ridhima, like you rightly mentioned, repetitive alerts were ignored by the state police and other agencies concerned, because there had been intimations from central agencies that there could be such kind of an attack. And as far as the probe is concerned, central sources in the central intelligence agencies have told CNN News 18 that there's a possibility of some extremist group behind it. To be more precise, they're saying a Pakistan-based group is responsible. They've also pinpointed that it cannot be denied at this point of time that involvement of Babbar Khalsa behind it. Two names that have surfaced so far is of Wadhwa Singh and of Harvinder Singh Rinda. Now, Wadhwa Singh is one of the Babbar Khalsa members, while Harvinder Singh Rinda was a local gangster in Punjab who a few years ago had fled to Pakistan. And now the intelligence agencies as well as the investigators are probing this point as well, that whether or not it was Wadhwa who had roped in Rinda, and through him some local contacts, some local criminals and gangsters were roped in to set up a bomb at the court premises. Now, from the investigation of the local police, we have learned that this man who had died is also one of the prime suspects, and it is also being probed whether or not the bomb went off while it was being set up, because this man who had died had a tattoo on his arm, and now his identification will be made on that basis. Two mobile phones have also been recovered from that spot, which have been sent relevant for forensic investigations. Another challenge in front of the forensic investigators is that to identify the RDX, to identify the explosive. What kind of explosive was it? Because it will also pinpoint towards what gang, what organization or what outfit is behind this entire thing. Also, whether or not any splinters were used or sharpeners were used, because that will suggest whether the motive was to cause maximum damage or was it just to create ripples ahead of the elections. Because many political reactions also we have seen, many leaders have made statements, and ever since morning at the court, at the Ludhiana court premises, senior police officials have been dropping in. As we reached here early in the morning, forensic teams had just left the spot. Arrangements have also been made because Minister Rijiju is also expected. Kiran Rijiju is expected to arrive here around 12:30. We have spoken to local leaders and they have said that the Kiran Rijiju will be arriving here around 12:30 p.m. and ahead of that, all the arrangements have been made. Senior officials are here along with NSG teams and paramilitary commandos, as you can see.
Anvit, the other big question is what is the kind of explosive that was used? Because the kind of pictures that we saw yesterday, it showed how powerful the impact of the blast was. The washroom where the blast took place, the walls were damaged. One wall actually was shattered completely, and you saw parts being sent back almost 6 to 8 feet. So then the question is, what is the kind of explosive that was used in these blasts? The NI team has also done some sort of surveillance. Some samples have been picked up. Forensics have also picked up some samples. How soon before we can ascertain the kind of explosive that was used?
Yeah, see, it's a very crucial point in this investigation, what kind of explosive was used, because that will not only pinpoint towards what organization or outfit could be involved, because different terror outfits have been known to using different explosives, but also it will, if there were sharpeners or splinters in this explosive, it will also show that, whether or not the motive was to cause maximum damage, was it actually a terror attack, or it was just an attempt to, to cause panic among the people and to disrupt peace, because the timing of the blast is also questionable just ahead of elections, and many political reactions we have seen. Also, if you talk about investigation, an FIR that was registered yesterday has sections of Unlawful Prevention Act, Activities Prevention Act, UAPA, which means that this entire episode is being probed as a terror activity. Also, when we spoke to some senior officials in the police, they are saying that samples have been collected. Now they'll be sent to forensic laboratories, and results will only be out after a detailed inspection. However, initial inspection reports might come out soon, and there would be some hints from investigators who will tell us what explosives were used and from where were they brought in. Also, another crucial point is to investigate from where was this explosive brought in, whether or not it was transported from outside Punjab, because Punjab shares border with Pakistan.
Correct.
Right now, where we are standing geographically talking, the border of Pakistan is not more than 100 kilometers from here. So whether or not it was transported from outside Punjab, or it was some contact of this person who died, who is the prime suspect right now, it was handed over to him within the court premises or maybe nearby areas.
Okay, Anvit, I'll request you to stay on with us. Let's also listen into some reactions and accounts of the blast's eyewitnesses.
क्या कल किस टाइम हुआ हादसा? आप वहाँ पे
12:15 ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੋਇਆ ਹੋਊਗਾ ਸਰ।
अच्छा, तो ये टॉयलेट के बाहर हुआ है, बाथरूम के बाहर?
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਸਰ।
अच्छा, आपकी डेट लगी थी आप काम?
ਮੈਂ ਸਰ ਉਸ ਬਾਥਰੂਮ ਦੇ ਬਾਹਰ ਫੋਟੋਕਾਪੀ ਦਾ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਦੀ ਹਾਂ।
अच्छा, तो क्या मतलब बहुत तेज धमाका था बता रहे हैं?
ਸਰ ਪਤਾ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ, ਕੁਝ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਤਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਜਦੋਂ नीचे लेके आया, पता नहीं घंटे बाद लेके आया, पता नहीं 2 घंटे बाद।
हम ना मैं कि सेकंड फ्लोर में जा रहे थे, तब अचानक मैंने कि ऐसे लगा कोई ना चीज़ गिरी हमारे सिर में। फिर ऐसे पता नहीं चला कि क्या गिरा नहीं गिरा, मेरे सिर में गिरी तो मैं नीचे मैंने कि गिर गई। फिर मैंने फटाफट उसे अपने आप को झाड़ा, फटाफट भागी मैं।
Sir, what is the condition of the two women who are admitted and what treatment have they undergone?
They are very much stable now. Our surgeon and orthopedician are looking after them.
So, if we talk about the injuries particularly, what kind of injuries were there? Were there hints of splinters or sharpeners being used in the explosive? What kind of injuries were there?
One patient had the injuries like lacerated wounds, which may be caused by some blunt objects. Maybe I can't say much about this, but there are wounds One had the head injury and nasal bleed. Other patient also has nasal bleed, but both are stable.